S.H.Figuarts YAMCHA, Earth's strongest man. Wait, that doesn't sound right. Earth's second, third, fourth strongest man? That doesn't exactly sound right either. S.H.Figuarts YAMCHA, the Z fighter universally known for this one iconic scene. A meme, a gag, the butt end of every joke, and finally the missing piece to recreating one of the best group shots in anime history. Sure, he might not be the most popular or the most useful Z fighter in the group, but a Z fighter he still is, and for 90s kids like me, YAMCHA will always hold a special place in my nostalgic-filled heart. S.H.Figuarts YAMCHA Android Saga version was released on the 23rd of March as a premium Bandai web exclusive and retails for 7,000 yen or $65, which to be honest is a little bit more than I would have liked to pay, but it's YAMCHA or the Cell Saga version of YAMCHA, so I had to have him in my collection. So how does this version of YAMCHA compare to the original Saiyan Saga release? Well, other than the obvious new haircut and faces, this version of YAMCHA sports a brand new resculpted upper torso to better reflect his look in the Android Saga. Just like Goku and Piccolo during this time, YAMCHA also gets a deeper V-cut in his gi, showing off more of his muscular, manly chest. The arms, legs and feet are the same sculpt, with the belt being a darker blue than the original, with matching blue Kung Fu shoes too, as opposed to the original black. The oranges are also a slightly different shade of orange, and we also get a different symbol on the front. Gone is the Kame insignia, and in its place is King Kai's mark to signify that our boy YAMCHA has also gone through King Kai's training. But he does retain the Kame mark on the back, representing that YAMCHA is still a graduate of a Kame school. So because we get a new torso, we also get a new neck joint, and that kind of makes the head sit a little high? I don't know, to be honest guys, the more I play around with it, the more I think the head sits a little bit too low on the original. Either way, it does sit a little bit higher than the original, which makes this guy a little bit taller than his original counterpart. I'll leave it up to you which you prefer. Unfortunately, the heads aren't interchangeable as the ball pegs are different sizes. The new heads are pretty good too. We get a couple of options. A stern neutral face, a teeth gritting expression, a shocked surprise face, and probably the star of this show, the hand over the mouth death face. This accessory, along with Android 20's hand through the chest, adds so much to an otherwise pretty standard release. I mean, overall, this definitely isn't a bad release, but it's not great either, and I understand it's got a couple of things stacked against it. The 2.0 or version 2 mold is an older, in somewhat way, obsolete body for a character whose most iconic moments in both of these releases are essentially his demise. It's kind of funny and sad at the same time. Again, it's by no means a bad figure, it's just okay. And maybe for the majority of us collectors, an okay YAMCHA is more than enough. In any case, quality control is pretty good with this release. He feels and handles as fresh as a daisy. So far, I haven't had any loose joints or cosmetic defects, so good job on that part, Tamashi. Alright, so let's take a look at the articulation, and everything about this figure is your good old 2.0 or version 2 body mold articulation. It's got the hips, it's got the shoulders, the arms, the neck, the everything, except for the ankles, which kind of suck, even more so than the normal standard Goku 2.0 body, because you don't have as much clearance. The ankles here are a little bit more narrow, so you're not going to get as much ankle articulation, ankle pivot. But we're going to start off with the head. YAMCHA does look up really good actually. I like that. We have a very nice range, and he looks down just as good too. We have side to side head tilt, and left and right swivel as well. The arms move past, they're about 90. Nice T-pose, 360 there at the shoulders, and we do have those, shoulder bits there, the gi shoulder bits there that are attached via a ball joint to the back of the arm. We have a bicep swivel and double elbows, fantastic range, We have your swivels at the wrist, and of course, hinges as well. So for the torso articulation, if you don't do the, torso mod where you clip the little tab inside the mid-torso, he still does get pretty good range. I mean, that's not bad. Obviously, it's not as good if you did do the mod, but it's still pretty good. Backward is about that much, and we do get a bit of side-to-side tilt as well, and left and right swivel at the waist. The belt is on a swivel here, so you can move it up and down. Your standard 2.0 legs splits about that much. Forward and back are fantastic, so you can get him way past 180 and really crouch down low, for those fantastic, really dynamic low poses, which I really enjoy about this older body. You have an upper thigh cut, double knees, the feet go up, go down. We do have a swivel there, toe hinge, but really, really bad ankle pivot, like almost non-existent. And it is just your standard double ball peg, so you're not going to get much in there. But all in all, pretty standard stuff. You can still get Yamcha into some pretty dynamic poses, especially with that 2.0, crotch section. He's got pretty good ab articulation as well. So all in all, pretty good. It's pretty standard in terms of accessories, except for the Android 20 death hands. Nothing flashy here, just your standard 2.0 hands, and of course, interchangeable faceplates. Alright, so to recreate Yamcha's gruesome demise, yes, I know he doesn't actually die, but it's still a pretty brutal scene. Anyway, the faceplate is pretty self-explanatory. Face goes on Yamcha's head, and the hand pops onto Android 20's arm. You get two clips with the hands and arm bits already attached. They go on a certain way, so just make sure you read the instructions before you start jamming things into Yamcha's chest. You'll have to remove Android 20's arm, attach his left hand onto Yamcha's faceplate. It is a little bit easier said than done, but with the magic of editing, there you have it. You don't even need a stand to prop Yamcha up, but I'll probably switch between this and the final group shot from the Dragon Ball Z intro. This release feels somewhat bittersweet for me. On one hand, I'm really happy to finally have a Cell Saga, Android Saga Yamcha to complete my Cha-La, Head Cha-La group shot. But on the other hand, I know this is probably as good as it's gonna get for characters like Yamcha in this particular uniform or look anyway. I honestly don't see Tamashii giving us an upgrade on this version or the Saiyan Arc version of Yamcha. And for the dedicated Yamcha fanbase, which I know there definitely is, it kind of feels like he got the short end of the stick, like his character in the anime, I guess. I guess the only hope is that we get a completely brand new sculpt and engineering with a Dragon Ball Yamcha, probably his most interesting and my favorite look for the character. Again, I'm not saying this is a bad release. I really feel like that I have to hammer that down. I still enjoy the 2.0 body or the version 2 body a ton. It's still a lot of fun to pose and aesthetically still looks pretty good. I just feel that we should have gotten a little bit more out of this release, seeing as we probably won't get any more Yamcha figures until a Dragon Ball version, which at the moment doesn't feel like it's gonna be anytime soon since Tamashii have kind of been a little bit quiet with the original Dragon Ball releases. I totally get this release. It's something that Tamashii have had on archive for quite some time now, but I think with a bit more retooling, the superhero movie Gohan would have made for a great base body for a version 3 Yamcha. Might have been a little bit bulky, but I think with a slightly slimmer neck, that could have worked. I think I would have liked to see a brand new body for Yamcha, but alas, that may never happen. Still, what we have is decent enough, and if nothing else, we finally have our Z Fighters. And now that we have them all together, as great as they look, I still need my updated Vegeta. Anyway, that's it from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the review. Please leave us a comment and like. Your support and interaction is always appreciated. I have a couple more reviews coming soon, including Kurama Naruto and Berserk Armor Guts, so make sure you have your notifications on. Have a good one, guys, and as always,
よろしく